What's good, R&B squad? This is Heart of Ruth. I trust that this message meets you guys in good spirits. If you're new to this family, we don't believe that you're here by accident. Welcome. We're happy to have you, and Jesus is, of course, always happier. The word I have today comes from a dream that I had, and as you listen, as per usual, you know whether or not it is for you. You guys know how we do it here. Eat the meat, spit out the bone, take what's for you, and leave the rest. Now, these are two vastly different messages. Some of you are going to be able to relate to both, some of you just one. So in the first dream, I saw this man and this woman. They were talking in this area that looked like a lobby, and there was a staircase. It looked like an apartment lobby, and there was a staircase. And I noticed that there were security cameras around. And the man, I felt the woman's sense of disgust toward him, and I felt also that she did not feel safe, that they had some sort of history between them that made her feel unsafe in his presence. And I did not get the impression that they were involved in any way, but just that he was someone that made her feel unsafe. And he reached out and touched her. And I knew immediately when he reached out and touched her that he had no business touching her. And she told him to stop. And he did stop, but he acted as though he didn't know what she was talking about. So he starts speaking and he raises his voice over hers and he says, "I ain't never touched you. I didn't touch you." And then she says to him, "There are cameras here. You do know that, right? And the cameras would have picked up what you just did. The cameras would show what you just did." And he said to her, "They ain't working. I don't think they're working." And he had this smug smile on his face, like he thought for sure he would get away with what he had done. And as he was turning away to leave, she said to him, "You may think that you got away, but God is going to deal with you. And when he deals with you, you're going to remember that I said he would deal with you." And that was the end of that scene. Now, let me get into the interpretation. For someone, there is somebody that has done something to you or that is planning to do something to you, and they're smug about it. They think that they're going to get away with it. They think that it's their word against yours, and so nobody's going to believe you, and there's no evidence of what they did. And this person may have had a history of trying to hurt you or harm you in the past or cause problems for you in the past. God is saying, it couldn't get any clearer than that. Their hour of judgment has come. They're not going to get away with it just because they think that nobody else saw what they did. And so they got away. God saw, and he's about to hold them accountable. Things are about to turn around. That's what I heard, turn around. So where you were in the position where you were at their mercy before, they're going to be at God's mercy now, and it's not going to be pretty for them. So that's the interpretation for that. Now, in the other scene in the dream, there were these three people talking. There was this man, and he was seated in the middle of these two women. So these two women were on either side of him. One of them was reading what looked like a large newspaper, and I could tell that she wasn't really reading. She just wanted to look like she wasn't listening in on the conversation between him and the other woman who was sitting on his left. So he says to the woman that is sitting on his left, "I'm sorry, but I just don't feel the way about you that you feel about me." And then he mentions the woman who was reading the newspaper, and he says, "It's her that I'm interested in. It's her that I have feelings for. She's the one that I want." And as soon as he says that, Miss Thing, who's reading the newspaper, all of a sudden she's not reading anymore. So she lowers the newspaper and she's like, "Oh, I understand. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying." And that was the end of that scene. So as I got up and I approached the Lord about that particular scene, I heard the words, "You are the favored one. You are his favorite." So for someone, and even though I heard "you are his favorite" and "you are the favored one," even though I heard him, this can go for a man as well. You could be, there's a woman that you're interested in and there's competition, or so this other person thinks. They think they're a competition. If you're a woman listening to this, there's another woman that thinks she's your competition. But really, where this man is concerned or where this woman is concerned, there's nobody that compares to you. So there's no competition. And this individual is about to make it known that you are the favored one, that you're the one that they choose. You're the one that they love. And they're going to do it in such a way where it's going to be a statement that is going to be driven home to the other party who thinks that they're your competition. So they're going to make it abundantly clear to this individual that they're not who they want. And this person, they have intentions of spending their lives with you. They have the intention of being married to you. So that is the next thing that is going to happen. That's the next step that is going to happen between the two of you. Make no mistake about this individual. Even if there's somebody else interested in him or interested in her, their mind and heart is preoccupied with you. You are the favorite one. So I hope that this message blessed someone. I love you guys. I will be back with another word as soon as the Lord releases me. Take care.